Hey guys, this is David from DJ's Playbox, and today we're doing an interesting video, whether or not Battlefront 2 is worth getting. Now, if you've been following my channel for a little bit, you'll know that I've done several Battlefront 2 videos in the past, but they're kind of lackluster. So today I'm going to say whether or not you might be interested in Battlefront 2, and if you are already, why or why not you should get it. So, first of all, the pros. This is, it can be accused as a first-person shooter game in some places. I will hop into not instant action, geez, arcade, custom arcade, and I can show you what I mean. So, it can be accused as a first-person shooter game, but it's not really. Most people play in third person, and it gives you the choice to play in third or first person most of the time. That's only with the trooper classes. See, I'll show you. See, look, right now I'm in first person, and this is where it's a first person shooter game. But most of the time I play in third person because, look at this. See? Can I see around this wall? No. Now can I see around this wall? Yes. You can see around walls with it. And because melees look so much better in third person. So there is no violence. Watch. See him? No blood. But there's only, here, let me see if I can get it. There's only a burn mark in some situations, but most of the time, not really. Sorry if the game's a lot louder than me. Let me just turn down the volume a bit. There we go. There are grenades, but they do have the same effect with only a burn mark being visible. So, let me see. Is there any? Yeah, so you can kind of see right there that little orange mark. So, another good reason to buy Battlefront 2 is that they update it monthly. We don't know how long this is going to last, but we're hoping. But they've given us info until January. So this update, which came out December 17, but the devs kind of broke something, and so if you're playing PC, then you will not know that you haven't been able to play it until today. So I'm just kind of running around, you know. But yeah, there's plenty of coverage on it with the devs. They responded a few hours after they realized that people on PC haven't been able to play, and they fixed it earlier today. Well, yeah, most releases they fix around 10 a.m. if there is bugs, which, to be honest, there's pretty much a bug with every update. Grievous's one of his abilities rarely ever works, which is kind of annoying, but it's a super fun game. The maps are great. The quality of the game is insane. The only problem is the expense. The game itself I got for $13 on some site, but the problem is if you don't have a very high quality computer, then you won't be able to play the game. So, like me, you might have to purchase a graphics card so you can actually play the game. And until then, the graphics will still be decent, but the game will be insanely laggy to the point of barely being able to play. So that's definitely one of the cons. Another con is it uses up a lot of bandwidth. So say you and your siblings are all playing games, like say your siblings are playing Minecraft or something, maybe PBS Kids, and then you're trying to play this game. Well, if you don't, we have a good amount of bandwidth, but when my siblings are playing PBS Kids and Minecraft, then I normally just play Minecraft or single player. It's like the bandwidth usage for multiplayer, it just takes a lot of bandwidth. It's like super laggy a few days ago when I was playing. So if you play, try to do it when your family isn't using the internet so much, or you know. So yeah, the main pros I'd say are the graphics card, the bugs, and the bandwidth. But aside from that, this game is insanely fun. I play it all the time. The updates are always great. Well, yeah, and the best thing is, if you're thinking about buying Battlefront 1 instead of Battlefront 2, things to consider are the expense. I'd say Battlefront 1 you can get on Origin for $20. Sometimes it goes on sale. I've seen it for $4 on Origin, which is absolutely insane. I don't know why any game should ever be priced so low, even during a sale. So, the price is really good for the game itself. There's tons of customization, too. It's like, here, if I respawn, then we'll take a look into my customization options. Oh yeah, and you can respawn, which is pretty cool. So, here we have all of these, which are star cards. I've maxed out mine. It took me a lot of playtime to get them all maxed out. But once you do, you can see, like, some of my favorites are Bounty Hunter. You gain battle points at an increased rate, which are used to get these different, like, heroes, like Count Dooku, Kylo Ren, or Darth Vader. Or they can be used to get reinforcements, such as the Sith Trooper, Flame Trooper, or First Order Jet Trooper. So you can use them, so that's really great. There's tons of different ability star cards too. They're organized into two groups, ability and, what is it? Boost cards. I could have just looked there. Boost cards are like assault training, gain a small amount of health for each defeated enemy. Reduce damage from explosions and toxins. And like, oh, by the way, the cooling success stats are these. Say I equip this card. Well, actually, I'm going to spawn in. I'm going to overheat my blaster. And you'll see that line at the bottom of the screen going up. Now, if I click when it's in the yellow zone, that for a short amount of time, until that bar goes out, I have infinite cooling. This is without the card. So now, if I equip this card, it should be 66% longer. Not that I can shoot, but now if I click in the yellow zone, it should go down a lot slower. And as you can see, I'm pretty sure that is a lot slower. Nice. And the headshot noises are very satisfying, which is something I like. Oh yeah, one of the big pros is that you can play without internet. Like, I'm playing a single-player game. This is in arcade. You can also play instant action, which has the new AI in arcade, which is always great.
Hostile spotted.
You know? But yeah, the biggest... So, overall, I'd say the biggest pros are no blood or that kind of violence. It can be a first-person shooter if you want it to be, but if your parents aren't okay with you playing first-person shooters, you can just always play in third person. The amount of maps is insane, and probably the biggest reason to buy this game instead of the old game would be the fact that this goes into the Clone Wars, which the other game does not. So it's like, in the old game you can only play as, I think, the original trilogy. This game goes into the sequel trilogy and the prequel trilogy, like General Grievous for the prequels, or for the sequels, Captain Phasma and Kylo Ren. Plus, these new guys, which were just added, are like probably some of my favorites. Because look at this. I can actually control my jetpack and hover. There's an insane amount of content. If you're thinking about getting this game, I would suggest getting it. It's a great game, lots of fun, but the price is kind of the killer. It's like to run the game, you're either going to need like an Xbox or something, Xbox, PS4, or if you play it on the PC and your PC isn't like strong enough, then you're gonna need a graphics card. But aside from that, oh, and something that I forgot to mention earlier is if you say look like Battlefront 2, you may see some things about loot boxes, when the game first came out, this game was pay to win, which was not good. A lot of people, like, it pretty much killed the game, but now it's making a comeback because of the Clone Wars and sequel attention it's been getting. But yeah, so it's like, you may see some things about loot boxes, but all of that has been removed, because how the loot boxes worked was you pay money, and then you get some crystals, and with those crystals you can buy a loot box, which would give you star cards and like abilities. But that's been removed. Was removed in, I think, 2018, which is not too long ago. But since then, the game has made a massive comeback. Ever since the devs announced that the game would be going into the Clone Wars. So even if you see some stuff about loot boxes, that's all been removed. It's been changed to you play the game. As you're playing the game, then you get XP, and then every so much XP you level up, and then with that, then you get a skill point once you level up, and with that skill point you can unlock different star cards or upgrade different star cards. But yeah, this is a great game. If you're thinking about getting it, I totally suggest it. But yeah, that's about it. Well, I'll see you in the next video.